Can you negotiate with a builder when buying a new construction? This is one question that I get a lot, and this is what I'm going to cover over in this video, and just those key areas where I've seen and helped clients actually get a little bit more bang for their buck, so to speak. So you don't want to miss this one if you're looking at new construction, especially over here in the coastal Delaware or Maryland area. What's going on, everybody? This is Rich, your Maryland and Delaware realtor. Contact information is going to be down below if you need to reach out for any reason. Never too busy to help or answer any questions. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. So the big answer with can you negotiate with a builder, it is yes. But there's some things that really can't be negotiated. A lot of builders do offer incentives up front, money off of the actual purchase price of the model home that you choose, and of course other incentives going into the financing part of it. But every builder has different margins. It might come into play of the price point that you're looking in, because more of maybe like an entry price range with a builder that usually offers less options, a little bit more bare bones, may just not have that much of a markup versus maybe more of a luxury property that has a ton of customization that you can do, and depending where the location is on that one. Every situation is different. If we ever talk in person, ask me about my previous client that I helped. Actually, I had the builder kick in an extra $10,000 towards their closing costs, and it was a pretty unique situation. But either way, let's get into these top areas to help you out with negotiating with a builder. First part I want to talk about is any upgrades and add-ons. So all new construction has it. You'll usually have your advertised price, starting in the low 400s or starting in the high 400s. We've all seen it. And of course, once you get in there and you actually choose the options, usually your interior features and some exterior features too, like the elevation of how the curb appeal, the front of the house looks, or any hardscaping, you're going to be adding money to that purchase price. Of course, there's also lot premiums too. The big thing that I've seen here, again, every builder is a little bit different, but when you add these options, this is a place where you could possibly have some negotiation, especially if you have a certain budget you're trying to stay within. Maybe we could get something like that at the builder's cost rather than their full markup on certain items. So you're still adding money, to your purchase, but it gets you a little bit more bang for your buck. Getting at the builder's costs, for that home. And number two is financing. So a lot of builders have these incentives that they advertise, money off, and maybe covering some of your closing costs, whatever it may be. But a lot of builders partner with a mortgage company, or they own that mortgage company. So of course, they get those incentives. They suggest that you have to use their lender. So with your financing, you can have your points and your closing costs. Those things can be negotiated in most cases, but sometimes they can't. But the big thing here that I always recommend is having a second opinion with an outside lender to take a look to see what your potential closing costs would be there, any points, whatever it may be, interest rate. So you can compare it with the builders. Most likely the builder will have the better deal because it's tagged with all those other incentives, for the new build that you're buying. But that's a good way to compare, and if something's not matching up on there, let's say if they're charging like an extra point on the loan for whatever reason, you may be able to get them to come down to match the other lender's quote that you have. Number three is quick move-ins. So this is, a home that is just about completed, or maybe it's already completed, ready to go, and you can actually, purchase it and settle on it, as soon as possible. And this usually happens, maybe because a contract fell out, and of course then the builder is, stuck with the home, which they don't want to hold any new builds. They want to get the inventory moved. So this is a good chance to get a discount on the initial purchase price of that home, or maybe the lot premium. You might not be able to choose all your finishes, or maybe you're able to pick some, but not all. So that kind of goes with it too. But again, might be worth the savings. Number 4 is community closeouts, or phase 1 purchases. So both of these can go both ways. Being the first in the community, and usually you'll get the best pricing on the home, any model of the homes and the lots, versus maybe the second phase, or for the majority of the third phase, whatever it may be. Then the same thing with closeouts. If there's 2, 3, 4 lots left in that community, the builder probably really wants to close that community out, because they're probably working on another project that's going on, so they may offer a little bit more incentives. All right, so my last tip, number 5, or I kind of have this in as a bonus, because I actually really just kind of thought about this, but I've had this scenario before, is when you're looking at new construction and the different models, what I've seen, you can actually get a little bit more value for the money that you're spending. Let's say if you go with a larger model that may include that extra bathroom upstairs, or loft area for like an office, or just like a TV lounge area, whatever it may be. You're often better off getting that larger model that includes all that already, rather than going with a less expensive, smaller model home and doing like the bump outs, adding more square footage, or turning that upstairs attic area into that loft area, and adding that extra bathroom. Sometimes doing it that way with the less expensive model might cost more than originally going with the larger model that seemed to cost a little bit more initially, but at your end result, it actually saves you a little bit of money and gives you more value. So there we have it. I hope that helped you out. Over the years, I've built a lot of strong relationships with a lot of our local builders, and have helped many clients in the past. So I've gotten to know a lot of the different builder reps that represent the different communities. So I have a lot of contacts with the communities, and also mortgage consultants, different key players that you would want to know when you're going to build your new construction, and of course pick that right community that's a good fit for you. So if you ever need any help, make sure that you reach out. I also get, just because of that, I might get first access to exclusive incentives on certain communities. I always get a heads up on a lot of their email lists. I'm part of some private Facebook groups for local agents that specialize in new construction, and of course in our area here in Coastal Delaware. So I could use my network to actually help you a little bit more as well. So, and why not? Because builders already allow you to have somebody like a buyer's agent to represent you. Doesn't change their incentives or anything like that. So it doesn't hurt to have somebody who's been through the process. I'd be happy to help if you need it. Contact information down below, and of course make sure that you show the love, like the video, subscribe. You don't want to miss any of the content that I come out with every week. And of course, until next time, I'll see you soon.